Hi everybody and welcome to the Mental Toughness and Body Show. My name is Rob Evans and I'm your weight loss coach, health strategist and internationally published author, helping take your life, your business, your health and fitness and mindset from where you are to being absolutely unstoppable. And today, the time of recording this, it is Christmas Eve here in Melbourne, Australia. So a Merry Christmas to all of you that are listening, whether it's right on Christmas time or whether it's after Christmas time. Today's message will still be relevant, but it's at these times of the year that I like to reflect on what's happening around the world. Who are the people that are really in need? I mean, I'm very fortunate in the business that I run that I have that ability to touch people's lives in such a special way. I have that ability to be able to coach them to change their health, to change their physical body. But what I really love the most is to change people's mindsets around health and wellness and how you can really impact somebody from being immobilized, feeling very unwell, unenergized, lacking motivation, really lacking that motivation for life, to being virtually unstoppable and to be vibrant and energized and becoming unstoppable. To me, that is really powerful, and I feel really, really honored to be able to work with people in the way that I do, to be able to have that outcome. There's no amount of money that you could pay me that could give you that same satisfaction as seeing somebody change their mindset, see them take it into their household, see them educate their children, see them live with their partner and change their partner's lives as well as theirs by the way that they lead by example and they just become the absolute best versions of themselves. To me, that's really, really amazing. But I also like to look beyond the work that I do and see, how can I make a bigger difference in this world? How can I help others? So today's podcast is all about giving back. How can we give to those that are less fortunate than us so that we can really have an impact in their lives? And I want to plant a few seeds today. Each Christmas, I like to give money to somewhere around the world that is going to have a greater impact on many people, not just one person, but many people. So what I've done in the past is I love Make-A-Wish Foundation. I mean, it's a beautiful charity here in Australia. I don't know whether it's global, but the Make-A-Wish Foundation helps terminally ill children, grant them wishes prior to and experiencing wishes prior to them passing away. Not everybody passes away, some do recover, and I have worked with some people that have recover from leukemia and so forth. But to be able to grant somebody a wish is really, really powerful. And I've run a few events before and we've raised close to $10,000 for Make-A-Wish. And to know that that money goes to granting a child that's terminally ill to grant their wish it just makes your heart melt. Other things that I've donated towards is Oxfam. Now, organisations like Oxfam, I know that some people see it as kind of a double-edged thing because the administration fees can be a little bit higher. Obviously, these big organisations, it takes a lot to do the marketing, to have people behind the scenes to then raise money to then distribute it to families around the world. But the ones that I've donated in the past to are about giving animals to a family over in Africa. It's about giving water, it's about giving seeds, it's about giving education, it's about giving safe refuge to women that need to escape from violence and so forth. So we've given to a number of different causes like that through the Oxfam organisation, which is also really powerful. Just recently, I've done some work with Frank McKinney, making a sizable donation there to make a really big difference to the people in Haiti. And so that's the organisation that's the cause that he's really passionate about, and that makes a big difference. Also made a contribution to Tycoon X. So Tycoon X, he's got his own passion and it's about wells and water and clean water and everything for people in Africa, and another tremendous cause. The point behind this is, in order to completely fulfill our lives, money only does so much. Your success only does so much. There's a part of us that is only fulfilled when we contribute greatly to others. And so that's what I want to get you to think about this year. How much are you going to contribute to others in this coming year, in 2021? Is it going to be one organisation? Is it going to be multiple organisations? I mean, over the past 12 months, I've given to multiple. What I would like to do is to be able to align myself with a particular charity so that I can contribute more in more meaningful ways for me, so that it's, I guess, consistent with my values and my belief system. And yes, you can go off and you can create your own, but you can also just align yourself with someone else and do this as well. And of course, you can do other things too, like your local homeless people, for instance. I mean, where I live, we don't have a lot of homeless people. I live away from the city. There are some around, and there are some organisations locally that once a week will do like a food run. We have various organisations where people that are really struggling can go in and they can get grocery items and so forth. Some organisations pay bills and that kind of stuff. If you're moved closer into our capital city, so right into the CBD of Melbourne, then yes, there can be homeless people sleeping on the streets and that kind of stuff. I guess the big eye-opener for me was when I went to Los Angeles, and I was surprised at the number of homeless people that I would see in Anaheim. And then when we went to Venice, we stayed at Venice Beach, and I guess that was an experience. Knowing what it was like in Venice Beach, I probably wouldn't stay there again, but I was just blown away by how many homeless people there were there. And so maybe there's some homeless people near you that you could make them some food and hand out some food every now and then. Maybe it's as simple as writing them a card or something like that for Christmas, and just wishing them a Merry Christmas and saying that there are people out here that are thinking of you. You will find your own way. I would just implore you to dig within yourself and say, well, what are the values and beliefs that you have? What is the passion that you have in helping people? For instance, there are other charities that help stop slavery, some that help stop the trafficking of children and women, and some that provide more money for making safe houses for women. There are so many opportunities out there. There are so many people in need. And I think if you're listening to this right now, you'll be so fortunate. You'll be way richer than most people in the world. There is, who knows, maybe it's 2/3 of the population in our planet would love to have our problems, because they might be living off $1 a day, $10 a week, and we could be earning hundreds, thousands of dollars a week. So our problems are nothing like someone else's problems that is struggling to make food or get clean water and do all the things that we really take for granted. And what's the difference? Well, the difference is, I guess, that we were fortunate that we were born into the life that we were born into, or we were born into a life and we were given opportunities to strive to make our lives better, to go from a poorer position to where we are now. The point is that you are now where you are because of the decisions that you've made, the actions that you've taken, and if you're like me, you're always looking to take that next step and learn more about yourself and find out how you can grow yourself as a human being, but also grow your business. And I think what I'm talking about here today is about you growing as a human. You contributing beyond yourself to others to have a meaningful impact. And you're not doing it because you expect something in return. You're doing it because it's the right thing to do. You're doing it because there is something within you that says this is the cause that you want to be aligned to. This is the cause that you want to give some money to help those that are really in need. And you don't have to align yourself to just one. Like I say, over the last 12 months, I've given to many different charities, but they all have causes that align to my values and beliefs, and being able to just help many, many people. If you look at Bill Gates and the Bill and Melinda Foundation, what they do is they contribute money to a whole range of different causes to help people. So if you're in a fortunate position where you do have billions of dollars to be able to distribute to others, then you can probably serve a lot more people than maybe you or I individually can. It's a really important part. And I think for me, without doing this, in some ways it leaves me incomplete. I like to feel that the success that I've had needs to be shared. We can't take any of what we earn with us. We can't take any of our possessions with us. I feel that we go through our life so that we can share experience with others. And when we go, we can pass on those things that have been important to us to others, whether they be in our family or whether they be others that can benefit from what it is that we have done. And so in my will, for instance, if my children aren't around, if something happens to my children, then all my money goes to a charity. And for me, that's just a really important part of my legacy. I'd like to think that in my parting this world, that I can have a greater impact on other people's lives, even beyond this current life of mine. So to me, it's a really important component. I just implore you to dig deep this Christmas. Think of those around you. Think of those that maybe aren't close to you, but those that are in need and need our help. And just dig a little deeper this Christmas to help them. And then moving into next year, think about, okay, is this something that you do continuously do? Is it something that you're just doing for the first time because I'm now mentioning it? Make it part of who you are, because it will just fulfill something inside you that perhaps you haven't tapped into before. And until you start doing it, you won't realize what it means to you. I can relate this to, say, having children. I could see that my life could be equally as happy with children or without children. Now, I've got two girls, and that's not to say that I don't love my children and I'm not very grateful for them. It doesn't mean that. But what I mean is, like, before kids, I could see that I could be just as happy with them or without them, because I find ways to fulfill myself. But nothing can prepare you for having children. And when you have children, those of you that are parents will know what I'm talking about here, but those of us that have children open up a part of you that you just can't find in words. They challenge you. They open up a part of your heart that makes you love them in ways that is just deeper and different to anything that you could have imagined beforehand. And it changes your life in many ways, obviously, because you're now a nurturer and carer and educator of other humans. But there's something that I really can't explain, that it can't prepare you for the experience, but having that love of a child, loving a child, and then nurturing that little being into a toddler, into a teenager, into an adult, and being able to share all those experiences, it's something that, like an intimate partner, like that sort of relationship, doesn't give you. It's something that a friendship doesn't give you. there's just something else. It's more closely and deeply connected within your heart, mind, and soul. And to me, this is about what giving back to others, connecting with others, giving beyond ourselves. That opens up a part that it's just hard to explain until you actually do it. And I think when you can actually, I'd say, have conversations with maybe people that you've been directly positively impacted. So I have this wonderful photo of me doing a push-up, and the person that I helped through Make-A-Wish, a young boy, Matthew, who had leukemia, he's resting on top of me as I'm doing the push-up. And the money that we raised helps people like Matthew. Now Matthew fortunately went into remission, and his mum reached out to me a little while ago, because it was over 10 years ago now that I had that photo. And he's healthy, he's well, he had his wish, he had an amazing time. I think he went to swim with dolphins and meet Batman, something like that, at the Gold Coast here in Australia. And it really had a significant impact on his life. And I think when you can see the people that are directly impacted by the work that you do, that's really powerful. Like if you get to go to these villages, perhaps overseas, where they need running water, where you're helping build houses for people that are really in need, helping women escape from slavery and doing all that kind of work, it just touches you in ways that words can't express. So I think if you have this opportunity, well, we all have this opportunity to contribute, but if you have the opportunity to be more closely involved and actually speak and see what the money that you're raising, providing, the work what that means to others, and if you can really see in their eyes how happy they are and how it's changed their lives, then I think that will stay with you forever. And it's just a really important part of our humanity, I think, to help out people that are in need. So that's my Christmas Eve message. Tomorrow is Christmas Day. I hope you wake up tomorrow and Sandra's been, and that you have a wonderful Christmas with your families. Take some time out to relax. Don't go too crazy on the food and alcohol. Have a good time. Stay safe, stay healthy, and much love to all of you, and I'll speak to you tomorrow. Bye for now.